So Isaiah Pacheco proved himself last season as a very key player for the Kansas City Chiefs and a huge key player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And basically in this video, what I'm going to be explaining is that him and Deneric Prince are two UDFAs that could really change the game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Pacheco was a UDFA last season, and Deneric is a UDFA this season. But I already see a lot of similarities between the two, and I'm going to be explaining that in this video. Now, first, we're going to touch on Deneric Prince because we see what he's been doing in preseason lately and what he's been doing in training camp. So we're going to want to talk about him first, and then we're going to do a deep dive into what Isaiah Pacheco did for the Kansas City Chiefs last season. And we're going to be saying, what do we expect from Deneric Prince? What's going to be his role? And then when it comes to Isaiah Pacheco, we already know what his role is going to be. It's going to be to drop 1,500 yards. So in my opinion, preseason lately in training camp, Deneric Prince has been doing very well. And the reason why I say this is because he's shown that he could catch the ball, which the Kansas City Chiefs love out of running backs. He could rush, obviously, which every team love out of running backs. And he could also pass block. And that's something that the Kansas City Chiefs prioritize a lot because we know that Jerick McKinnon is a very good blocking running back. And he's getting older and older, and obviously he's not going to be on the team forever. So Deneric Prince being able to catch the ball out the backfield while being able to rush better than McKinnon. I'm not going to say he catches the ball better than McKinnon because he definitely doesn't. But him being able to rush better than him while having a solid ability to catch the ball out the backfield as well and pass block pretty well, I say that he has a strong chance to make this roster. And if he does make this roster, I think that he could be a very key player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the reason why I say this is because it really seems like Brett Veach and, Andy Reid and Matt Nagy, they seem to really like Deneric and they like what he's been doing. And Veach been doing very well with these UDFAs, and we know that history repeats itself. So if we have another Pacheco on our hands, then that would be very nice to see, man. Very nice. Now, I don't think he's going to be better than Pacheco by any means, but I do like how big-bodied he is and how he can run, and he just wants to be involved. And him and Pacheco could definitely be a good duo. And him, McKinnon, and Pacheco could definitely be a very good three-headed monster. But CEH was also making some plays out there, and I don't think the Chiefs have the courage to cut CEH, even though they should. I don't think that they're going to do it. But if they did cut CEH, that wouldn't be that bad because I do feel like Deneric is better than him. And every running back on our team is better than him at this point. And you got them Chiefs fans that's still stuck in the past. But in my opinion, we should definitely move on from CEH. But now let's dive into a little more information on Prince. Now, a lot of people were saying LaMichael Pirine might be over Deneric Prince. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because gotta remember at practice, man, Prince was really building excitement quickly, and he was making some very impressive catches down the field at training camp that you don't expect from a running back that's 6 feet and 216 pounds. I mean, he's done enough to be named the starting kick returner, but a lot of people were saying that his role in the offense might not be as good. But I don't know. He didn't play a single snap with the first team's offense in the preseason opener. But a lot of people saying LaMichael Pirine was doing way better than him. Andy Reid, he said he's got a knack. He does everything well. He's good in the pass game, good in protection, good in the run game, good eyes, vision, feet. He has been very consistent throughout the camp, and he picks up things easy. It's been good for him. So I don't know how this is going to work with Pirine and Deneric Prince, but I'm going to still make a video on Pirine just in case he does make the roster. I mean, in my opinion, I do think that Prince will look pretty well with blocking, but I guess Andy Reid didn't feel the same as me, and I'm not more right than Andy Reid. I'm definitely not. But I was thinking, hey, man, Deneric Prince should make the roster. I don't know about LaMichael Pirine. I'll have to dig deep into him and definitely make a video on him. He may be a secret weapon that we haven't covered. I might have to make a video on that, definitely. But now let's take a look at the Kansas City Chiefs 53-man roster predictions. So they got practice squad candidates, right? They have Deneric Prince and LaMichael Pirine as practice squad candidates. And I guess Pacheco, McKinnon, and Edwards-Helaire as locks. I don't like Edwards-Helaire being a lock, Jerry and Ely's probably going to get cut. For wide receivers, they got MVS, Tony, Moore, Rasheed, Justin Ross, Watson, and Richie. And practice squad, Tony IR replacement, IR stash options, that's Amir Smith, Marset, Nico Remigio, Kikoa Crawford. I think Cornell Powell's finally gone. I think he's finally gone. Tight ends, Travis Kelce, and then it's going to be Blake Bell versus Matt Bushman. I think Bushman should win that. O-line, Smith, Thuney, Humphrey, the other Smith, Taylor, Morris, Allegretti, and Tooney. My bad, Joe Tooney, because I got to pronounce his name right. Kennard, Niang, and yeah, I mean, let's see. The DE, George Karlaftis, Charles Omenihu, Felix Anudike-Uzomah, Mike Donna, BJ Thompson. For DT, you got Chris Jones, Derek Nandi, Keandre Coburn, Danny Shelton. Linebackers, Bolton, Gay, Tranquil, Chanel, Jack. Okay. Corners, Sneed, McDuffie, Williams, Watson, Reed, Cook, Edwards, Shamari, Khalifa Lassie, and Deion Bush, Nick Jones got to compete for a roster spot. So that's the prediction of the 53-man. But I feel like Deneric Prince definitely should make it, in my opinion. But even if he's practice squad, hopefully nobody grabs him off, because I would love him to be on the team. And maybe I will make a video on LaMichael Piron as well, because he made some good plays. And, I'm going to always cover anybody that makes good plays in preseason. So let's talk about Isaiah Pacheco for a little bit now. We don't really got to talk too much about Pacheco, because this video is mainly about Deneric, because we know what Pacheco does. But we still going to talk about him. We're going to take a little dive into Pacheco. So I know I didn't show no Deneric Prince clips, but we know that. Oh, that's because, first of all, it's copyright. So I'll be trying to avoid copyright. But last season, Isaiah Pacheco checked off nearly every box, as a rookie. But he had his own type of box that he wanted to check off. He contributed on special teams. He became the starter running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that he might just be developing into a pass-catching threat for the Chiefs. Because he's doing a lot in training camp involving catches. So I could see them putting that into his game during the regular season. And if he could develop that into his game, then obviously that's going to be very scary for the Kansas City Chiefs, because we already know he's a very good threat on the ground. So if he could become a threat in the air, that'd be amazing. And Pacheco and Tony, they're looking like they're going to be able to return for week 1. And we should come out hot week 1. I can't wait to hammer and smash the money line on the Kansas City Chiefs.